Beneath the vast African sky, where golden grasslands stretch endlessly and acacia trees silhouette against fiery sunsets, the savanna pulses with the rhythm of life. In this land of stark beauty and raw challenges, one lion reigns supreme. His name is Sultan. With a mane as dark as twilight shadows and eyes mirroring the wisdom of the savannah, Sultan's reign could be the true story behind the Lion King's Mufasa. A protector by instinct and leader by nature, his life is a profound testament to the laws of the wild. Join us as we dive into the life of Sultan, exploring a realm where every footprint tells a story and each roar shapes the fate of the kingdom. This is the saga of Sultan majesty, legacy, and the unbreakable bonds of the African wilderness. In a quiet spot surrounded by tall trees, Sultan was born. His first days were under the watchful eyes of his mother in the middle of their lion group, or pride. Sultan wasn't just any cub. He was the son of the king of the pride, and his life was full of adventures from the start. From the beginning, Sultan was curious and full of life. He played with his brothers and sisters, and every game taught him something important about how to survive in the wild. The savannah where they lived was beautiful but also very dangerous. There were other animals and even other lions that could be threats. Sultan's mom taught him all he needed to know about being a lion. He learned how to sneak up quietly on things he wanted to catch, which smells to follow, and which to stay away from. His dad, big and strong, was the leader of all the lions in their area. Watching him, Sultan learned what it meant to be a leader. Those early days were not just about learning to survive. Sultan also grew close to his family. Playing with his siblings and following his parents around helped him learn about love and loyalty, lessons that would one day make him a great leader too. As Sultan grew, so did the challenges he faced. But with each new challenge, he learned something valuable. These early years were building him up, preparing him for the day he would take over as king. Each experience was a step towards becoming the leader he was meant to be. As Sultan grew from a playful cub into a strong young lion, he began to stand out among his siblings. His days as a cub were filled with learning, but as he got older, his true strength started to show. Sultan's first big test came when he learned to hunt. It wasn't easy, but he quickly became good at catching food for himself and his pride. This was important because it showed the other lions that he was strong and smart. Another major moment for Sultan was his first confrontation with a rival. This was not a playful fight like the ones with his siblings. It was a real challenge. Sultan had to use all he had learned about strength and strategy. He proved he wasn't just brave but also clever, managing to protect his family and show he could one day be a leader. These experiences were crucial for Sultan. They were his first steps toward becoming more than just a member of the pride. He was showing signs of becoming a leader. Each challenge he faced and overcame taught him about responsibility and power. He learned that being strong wasn't just about fighting. It was about knowing when to fight and when to wait, when to lead, and when to watch and learn. With every day that passed, Sultan was not just growing bigger. He was also becoming wiser. His father, the current king, watched as Sultan handled each new challenge. It was clear that Sultan was preparing to one day take over the leadership of the pride. With his rise to power complete, Sultan took his place as the king of the pride with a majestic presence that commanded respect from all. His days were marked by crucial decisions that ensured the safety and well-being of his pride. Sultan patrolled the territory diligently, maintaining peace and order, and dealing decisively with any threats from rival prides or predators. His leadership wasn't just about strength, it was also about wisdom. Sultan knew when to engage and when diplomacy was needed to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Amidst the challenges of leadership, Sultan's role as a father brought a gentler side to the forefront. His cubs were his legacy, and he devoted himself to their upbringing. He taught them the skills they would need to survive and thrive, how to hunt, how to read the land, and understand the subtle language of the savannah. The bond he formed with his cubs was unbreakable, filled with moments of tender care and playful lessons. These moments not only strengthened his lineage but also deepened the bonds within the pride. As Sultan's cubs grew under his guidance, so too did the pride flourish. He watched proudly as his cubs practiced stalking in the tall grass, their youthful energy a mirror of his own younger days. Yet, Sultan's vigilance never waned. Each day presented new challenges to his reign, but also opportunities to reinforce the unity and strength of his pride. As the seasons turned, so did the tides of Sultan's reign. With each passing year, the scars of countless battles and the weight of time began to show. Sultan, once the undisputed king of the savannah, found himself facing the toughest phase of his life. The strength that had defined his youth and prime was waning, and each day brought with it new challenges to his authority and health. Younger lions, once mere shadows at the edge of his domain, now posed real threats. Bold and ambitious, these challengers were eager to make their mark, to claim territory and power for themselves. Sultan, wise and experienced, used strategy over strength where he could, outsmarting rivals and using his knowledge of the terrain to his advantage. But even the mightiest kings find that time is an enemy that cannot be defeated. His body weakened by the hardships of a life spent guarding his pride, Sultan began to spend more time on the fringes. The vigorous patrols and long hunts of his earlier days were now memories that flickered like firelight in the night. Yet, his impact remained undeniable. He watched over his pride with a softer gaze, his presence a reminder of the life lessons he had imparted to his cubs and their cubs after them. The decline was gradual, yet undeniable. Each sunset seemed to whisper of an era drawing to a close. As Sultan's physical power diminished, his legacy of strength, wisdom, and courage faced its ultimate test. How would the pride fare without their king at the helm? This was the question that lingered in the air, as poignant as the call of a distant lion across the savannah. As the golden hues of dusk fell upon the savannah, Sultan's reign came to a quiet close. In the serene twilight of his life, surrounded by the familiar sounds of the wilderness he had ruled, Sultan passed away. His death marked the end of an era, but the beginning of a legend that would echo through the savannah for generations. In the wake of his departure, the pride faced the inevitable challenges of transition. Yet, the lessons Sultan had imparted of strength, wisdom, and unity remained as guiding lights. His cubs, now grown with cubs of their own, carried forward his legacy. Each stalk in the grass, each lesson taught to the new generation, bore the imprint of Sultan's teachings. Beyond the immediate bonds of his pride, Sultan's story is a poignant reminder of the majestic presence of lions in the wild and the urgent need to protect these magnificent creatures. His life, played out on the vast stage of the African wilderness, highlights the fragile balance of nature and the impact humans have on these territories. As we reflect on Sultan's life, we are called to action. Conservation efforts that protect habitats and ensure sustainable coexistence are more critical than ever. Organizations around the world continue to fight for the protection of lions, inspired by stories like Sultan's. His legacy is not just in the lineage he leaves behind, but in the awareness and actions his story inspires. Let us honor Sultan by supporting these vital efforts, ensuring that the roar of lions continues to resonate across Africa's landscapes. Remembering Sultan, let us pledge to protect the wild he once ruled, keeping his spirit alive in every rustle of the savanna grass. Thank you for joining us on the incredible journey through the life of Sultan, our Real Mufasa. If you've been moved by Sultan's story or have thoughts on how we can improve our content, please leave a comment below. Your feedback and suggestions are invaluable. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Every like, comment, and share helps us to bring more captivating stories like this to you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more engaging animal content. Your support is crucial. It helps us enhance our work and continue bringing you animal content. Thank you for watching.